Just ahead on CTV News.
Governor Moore announces a new benefits program that's going to shake up the state of Maryland. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll give you those details coming up on CTV News.
Plus, a federal judge blocks Trump's TPS terminations. And the state launches the first pedestrian safety project. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for July 19th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, Governor Wes Moore paid a visit to Prince George's County today.
He announced a new, more efficient way for Marylanders to apply for benefits like SNAP and temporary assistance for needy families. CTV's Bryce Parker was at the video wall with more.
So many people who qualify for SNAP also qualify for Medicaid, Medicaid for TANF, TANF for WIC, and so on and so forth. But for today, Marylanders needed to travel from agency to agency, putting in separate applications for every single benefits program. But today, Maryland says no more.
The One app is a resource that will go statewide to rural communities, to urban communities, to individuals who are homebound, to moms, to fathers, to folks who don't have access to transportation, to those who are working multiple jobs, can't leave their jobs to make appointments so that they can apply for the benefits that they deserve and that they qualify for because of their lifestyle.
This application means fewer forms, fewer trips, faster service, more support for families that need it most when they need it most.
Alongside efficiency, the One app restores humility to families who've gone through the dehumanizing process of retelling their struggles from agency to agency. A story which Keisha Harley, a mother of four, who two of which has special needs, knows too well.
To sit here and have to go over and over and meet different people and have to sit there and tell everybody your story, it's hard. I wish the One app was available when I sat here and I had to apply for everything. I've had to sit here and drag my kids through the rain and stroller and snow on the bus to sit here and get everywhere that I had to go. Sitting in an office with special needs kids, trying to keep them quiet and still so everybody would not stare at you was difficult.
The program previously completed a 2-week soft launch process, which serviced 22,000 Marylanders and cut down the average application time by nearly an hour.
From 80 minutes for SNAP alone to 28 minutes for all benefits, all at once.
Had this One app been available for me when I needed it, it would have made things so much simpler, so much quicker, faster, and more efficient for me and my kids to get what we needed, and I didn't have to go here, there, and everywhere.
In Capitol Heights, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
And the governor announced that Maryland Think will be renamed Maryland Benefits to reflect the vision of where the program is going. Well, a reprieve for thousands of Afghan and Cameroon immigrants living in our area under temporary protected status, or TPS. A federal court has temporarily reversed a Trump administration order ending TPS for those two groups. Some of those impacted gathered yesterday at CASA in Hyattsville to protest the Trump policy. The federal judge's order halts the Trump administration for 7 days while the court considers whether to grant relief for a longer period.
People are very concerned, right?
Yeah.
The reason that people are on TPS, people from these two countries are here because their home countries are simply not safe. There are civil wars happening. People are being harmed, persecuted, tortured, killed. Going home is simply not an option. And so in an environment now where ICE is doing all sorts of unlawful things, taking all sorts of egregious actions to round up and deport people, people are absolutely terrified that they too will be arrested and sent back to a country where they know that they will be killed.
And Maryland is home to the largest number of Cameroonian immigrants in the U.S.
Meanwhile, last week, City of Laurel Mayor Keith Sidner temporarily extended the juvenile curfew to 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Sunday through Saturday. All residents under the age of 17 must be home during these hours if they are not accompanied by a parent or legal guardian. Exceptions are in place for residents returning home from school, religious, voluntary activities, or public entertainment events like concerts. Here's the mayor on the enforcement and what parents can do to help.
Police officers want to engage those juveniles first. We call it field contact, and that's a verbal warning first to move that juvenile along. It's not about racking up numbers, but it's also making sure the juveniles get home safe. So we just want to implement that, and that's in policy until August 31st. Then once school starts, we'll look back and we adjust things as goes. If things get some more severe during the summer, we'll monitor those to summertime hours, and we might make adjustments as well. It all starts at home first. Home is the first learning institution, and I have an approach I call family, school, and the community. But everything starts at home. If the family need some help, then the community will help out, and the school will help out. So we actually, parents, please invite your child to come to the 6 night program. Every Saturday it's a 4-hour program. You can learn something, you can have fun, you have food. So it's probably one of the safest places, and I encourage parents, once again, if you're watching this interview, please encourage your kids to come out to 422 Montgomery Street every Saturday until August 16th.
And in other news, the summer's heat is taking a toll on our region. According to the Maryland Department of Health, there have been 11 heat-related deaths statewide since the start of May. Of those, 9 were 65 years and older, but the young are not immune to the dangers posed by hot weather. Health officials say the highest number of emergency room and urgent care visits for heat-related illnesses are among those 18 to 44 years old. Experts urge you to take plenty of breaks and drink lots of fluids when you are outside.
Well, nearly 2.5 miles of New Hampshire Avenue will start seeing some upgrades, a part of a new $1 million project looking to keep pedestrians and bicyclists safe. Major changes are coming to Maryland's 650 corridor.
This all began a couple years ago when we jointly applied for a grant from the Regional Transportation Planning Board that funded the study of the safety issues on 650. And we worked together to advance that study, and today the State Highway Administration is following through on a bunch of construction projects that were the result of that earlier work. So we're really excited.
Soon, pedestrians will start seeing improvements along New Hampshire Avenue from University Boulevard to Powder Mill Road. Tuesday, the State Highway Administration, alongside the Maryland Department of Transportation and Montgomery and Prince George's County officials, broke ground on a $15 million pedestrian safety action plan project. On average, about 70,000 vehicles travel on this 6-lane roadway every day.
Between 2018 and 2022, this stretch of roadway experienced 1,019 crashes, and 45 of those involved pedestrians.
The project will include new crosswalks and signals, safer bus stop access, and upgraded pedestrian ramps, along with other improvements. And county officials say more projects are on the way.
Project Elevate is a important mission for County Executive Braveboy, and yes, you will start to see we've already had a number of projects that have been launched. We're going to be focused on beautification within the county, and this is just the beginning.
And officials say both counties are currently developing plans for similar projects, and you can expect construction on the project to begin later this summer and be completed by fall of 2026.
And Prince George's County celebrated a big win of sorts yesterday as the Senate Appropriations Committee voted to retain the $1.4 billion to fund the new FBI headquarters in Greenbelt. The city of Greenbelt released a statement which read in part, "Our city stands ready to partner with the federal government and the FBI to ensure the new headquarters is constructed efficiently and becomes an integral part of our community." Now overshadowing that is all of this is President Trump's recent announcement that he plans to keep the FBI in Washington. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come.
Tonight on CTV News, I introduce you to a 17-year-old who's impacting community literacy one book at a time. I'm Sierra Jackson, and I'll have that story tonight on CTV News.
You gotta believe without seeing. You gotta keep going, keep breathing. you face a day it feels like you're gonna break. You gotta believe that you gotta keep going, keep breathing. When you face a day that feels like you're gonna break. So lean on the ones that love you, the guardian angels above you, and think about when peace is just another color. Ooh, just another color. Just another color.
Welcome back. Maryland is one of 24 states plus D.C. now suing the Trump administration over a sudden freeze on nearly $7 billion in federal education funds. The money was meant to support summer programs, adult learning, and teacher training. But on June 30th, just one day before the funds were supposed to be released, states got a short email saying the money was being put on hold for a review. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown says the move has stripped more than $110 million from Maryland schools, disrupting teacher training, special needs services, and even child care ahead of the new school year.
And the High Court has ruled in favor of the Trump administration and its plan to move forward with cuts to the Education Department. In her dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor indicated that the immediate firing of 1,400 employees would cripple the department's ability to do its job. This despite the Trump administration's claim that the agency has enough staffers to stay afloat. Sotomayor described the threat to the Constitution's separation of powers as grave.
Now, with the summer in full swing, many children are encouraged to spend their days outdoors, playing, exploring, or joining sports teams. But for some kids, health conditions make those activities difficult or even dangerous.
CTV Sierra Jackson spoke with one student living with asthma and is using her passion for reading to promote community-powered literacy.
I couldn't go outside a lot of the time, so reading was actually my comfort. I would read a lot indoors.
Meet 17-year-old Avani Banzal, or as friends call her, Tara. She's the founder of a nonprofit whose goal is to make libraries free of requirements.
So our libraries are completely free to use. You can get a book whenever you want. You can return the book whenever you want. There are no membership requirements, and you also don't have to return the same book. We kind of do a book rotation where you can take a book but then return a different book. So there are no logistical issues towards accessing books.
Tara began the nonprofit as part of a Girl Scouts program. Now, Everyone's Library has over 20 locations across the DMV. Everyone's Library is not only centered on serving the community, but also designed with environmental sustainability in mind.
I think people could help by just donating their resources. We do involve the community to get our books. We do a sustainable and recyclable model. So we get books from the community and then we reuse these books and make sure that they're all in great condition for our library. So I think that's a really great way to get involved.
This location was made possible through a partnership between Tara and Dr. Southern, the principal of Lake Arbor Elementary School.
I spoke a lot with her about logistically planning how to install this library and also how to get the word out to all the school's students so they knew that they have this library and this resource to use.
The concept of the library was a big important one for me. I too was an indoor kid who didn't go outside a lot and spent my time in books, going to libraries, going to bookstores with my mom. And so having the concept of a public library that is accessible, that is on the school property, that is also free, was an immediate draw for me.
What's next for Everyone's Library?
My goal is to have one library in every state. So right now we have 21 U.S. chapters, but I would like to get 50 just so we can get one library in every state and kind of reach a broader scope. And then once that happens, even expanding past the country and the U.S. would also be an amazing goal.
Sierra Jackson, CTV News.
All right, thanks, Sierra. And for more information or to donate to Everyone's Library, visit their website at everyoneslibrary.org.
And for lovers of music, the 15th annual Lake Arbor Jazz Festival is set to kick off. The 5-day event gets underway tomorrow with a VIP reception at Wellspring Manor and Spa in Upper Marlboro. The festival will take place at several venues in our area, including for the first time the Gaylord National Harbor Resort. This year, all events will be held inside, away from the intense heat and rain.
And people can expect 5 days of great R&B and classic jazz. So people will be surprised, pleasantly surprised at what they'll find this year at the Lake Arbor Jazz Festival. We'll have Jonathan Butler, who is going to headline the jazz brunch. We'll also have Peabo Bryson. You know, Peabo Bryson, the two-time Grammy Award-winning vocalist. So he's going to headline the Saturday evening concert at MGM.
And for more information on the events and ticket prices, go to lakearborjazz.com. Executive Aisha Braveboy stops by the CTV studio.
That's right, and she's talking to us about what she plans to work on while in office. We'll be right back.
We are women first, but women with disabilities last.
During a military exercise, we crashed and I broke my neck.
When I was in the Air Force, an accident changed my life. I couldn't have imagined the injustices I would face.
Every day, women like me go to the doctor for annual checkups for conditions like breast cancer. Early detection saved my life. But women with disabilities face a cruel reality: inaccessible medical facilities and equipment.
In the 25 years since my injury, I have not seen a gynecologist. There's not one accessible OBGYN in my community.
I found lumps in my breast. I went to a doctor's office I was told was accessible, but when I got there, I couldn't get through the front door.
I don't know where I'd be today without access to testing. Our veterans deserve better. Help PVA fight for access at pva.org.
If words were enough, I would help you bear your burden. I would watch each child of yours grow strong and true. Teach them to read and to write and to sing, so that their voices be forgotten nevermore. If words were enough, I would sate your hunger, and you would know you are my sister, my brother, my child. If words were enough.
It's so hard to predict a sick kid who just keep getting sicker, but we needed to be together as a family. My family is my entire life. My family means the world to me.
When we're together and we have support from Ronald McDonald House, we can be a little stronger. They provide food and a place to rest your head, and they will help you through every step. That's what gets you through every day when you don't know how else you're gonna make it.
It makes you feel like you're not alone.
Welcome back. Last month, Prince George's County State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy claimed victory in the race for county executive, marking a major milestone in her political career. Though she's no stranger to public service, this new role comes with a fresh set of challenges and heightened expectations.
And joining us in the studio today to discuss her transition, priorities, and what the community can expect under her leadership is County Executive Aisha Braveboy. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Sure. There's a lot going on in the county, across the region. What are your biggest priorities?
Well, one of my biggest priorities is to keep our communication lines open between the executive and legislative branches so that we have a unified government. And that's what we have right now. Everyone is aligned from my administration, along with our chair of our county council and his colleagues, the school board, our federal delegation, our state delegation. We're all here to focus on advancing Prince George's County.
You have 11 members finally of County Council, finally after vacancy for a long time. You happy about that?
I'm super excited about that, and I have great relationships with all 11 members, and I think that we're going to get some really great things done.
And earlier today, we were actually at the Pedestrian Safety Action Plan project, groundbreaking. And one of your main goals you've talked about has been beautification of the county, things like that. So you recently launched the Project Elevate. So where are we with that, and what else can we expect in the county?
Well, we are rolling right along with Project Elevate. That's really about making sure that our streets are as beautiful as the people who live in our county. And we have taken great steps to ensure that our communities, our roadways, our byways are clean of trash. We are mowing those lawns, cutting back the trees, doing the things that people really deserve in this county. And we will continue. If anyone sees something that we need to focus on, please call 311 and provide us with your input, because it is a collective effort, right? So in addition to the work that we're doing around beautifying our communities, we're laser focused on economic development, growing our economy, ensuring that we have jobs here in the county, diversifying our retail, our shopping experiences, making sure that we provide and deliver grocery stores to those areas that have been food deserts in our county. It's really important that we have a vibrant economy here, and that all starts with us being laser focused on bringing those jobs and those developments that make sense.
Well, Six Flags, as you know, leaving, the commanders may leave, FBI may not come here. How big of an impact is that, and how do you deal with those three things?
Well, starting with FBI, we'll see who has the last say, right? Senator Van Hollen, who is a great leader, not only here in Maryland, but nationally, put in some very important language to take out money that was directed towards D.C. for the expansion of the FBI in D.C. Because the reality is Maryland won the FBI fair and square. Prince George's County will be the home of the FBI, so we're going to focus on that. When it comes to Six Flags is a seasonal destination, right? But we get seasonal visitors. People don't really stay there because we don't have hotels, we don't have other amenities in that immediate area. So what I see for the Six Flags site is an opportunity on 500 acres to build a world-class destination facility that can have year-round use, where we can yield even more tax dollars than we're yielding right now off of a seasonal site.
Is that county-owned land, or is that owned by Six Flags?
It is owned by Six Flags. We have been in discussions with the ownership, and we're going to work hand in hand to redevelop that site.
Mm-hmm.
And recently you made numerous appointments when it comes to public safety. What kind of changes do you hope that will make for the county?
Absolutely. Well, I'm hoping that we will be more unified with our municipal partners. That's really important, that we include our municipal agencies on any strategic initiatives around public safety. In the upcoming weeks, you'll get invited to some big announcements we have, but we have been doing well with partnering. In addition to that, on the fire side, we have a new chief, Chief Mimi, Chief Thelmitra Michaelides, who came up through the ranks of the Prince George's County Fire Department, who's working on really unifying our career and our volunteer firefighters so that we're all one unit working to ensure that there's safety here in Prince George's County. So I have selected leaders in these critical agencies that are pretty much homegrown, who come up through the ranks, who understand the importance of unifying and addressing long-standing issues that we've had, so that we don't carry those issues into the next decade.
Talk, if you will, about budget issues. Are you concerned about a shortfall, and might there be property tax increases?
Well, I have committed to not raise property taxes. I think one of the things that we have to understand is that if we raise our taxes, at some point people will decide to leave, and so that we end up losing revenue because we are losing homeowners in our county, and that's not something that I want to do. Mm-hmm. So what we have to figure out is, how do we attract more people to our county? How do we ensure that we have the jobs here that will demand additional housing in our community, and that can begin to offset some of those demands on property taxpayers, right? So if we can increase our commercial economy, we can do just that. That's why development around the Blue Line corridor, that's why getting assets like the FBI here, that really can provide more of a jobs kind of generator, right? And so that's what I'm focused on, developing around our metros, bringing jobs, bringing industry, and increasing our tax base.
I imagine you think about this stuff all the time.
Every day. every day. But it's, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that the people of this county have faith in me. I have faith in myself. I've been an elected leader for a very long time. I've thought about these issues for a very long time. And now I am putting a team in place that will help me to execute on the vision I have for Prince George's County.
All right, County Executive, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
All right, and Simon Buggs has our Tuesday sports page.
That's right, and he has a recap of the MLB draft.
Okay, everybody, it's finally time for your Tuesday sports page. Beginning with some news from the soccer field, DC United's season hasn't gone the way they thought in 2025. The club currently has 4 wins through the first 22 games of the season, with the most recent loss coming from the LA Galaxy this past Saturday. There's no doubt that the team's players need to step up in order for the club to be able to turn the season around. And General Manager Allie McKay touched on the Black and Reds roster.
We're trying to enhance what we currently have. That includes the players that are here. We believe we've added players that have not fulfilled their own ambitions at the club yet. And look, the coaching staff is a big part of that. But we feel that again, if we can be active in the window, if we can enhance what we currently have, then we feel that we will take the club in the right direction. And that's what we're trying to do.
DC United will look to add more talent to the roster during the transfer window, which begins on July 24th. And the team will face off next versus Charlotte FC tomorrow at 7:30. Meanwhile, the MLB draft concluded yesterday, and both the Nationals and Orioles added some major talent that, with the right time and development, will make big contributions to the teams down the line. Beginning with the Washington Nationals, the team held the #1 overall pick, which they used to select shortstop Eli Willis out of Fort Cobb-Broxton High School in Oklahoma. The 17-year-old recorded 14 doubles, a triple, 8 homers, and 34 RBIs, while striking out only 4 times this past season to lead the Mustangs to their 6th straight Class B state title. The shortstop was a part of the under-18 Team USA squad that took home gold in the 2024 World Baseball Confederation World Cup qualifier. Willis is the youngest first overall pick in Major League history. And with the 17th overall pick, the Baltimore Orioles drafted their first player in, catcher Ike Irish out of Auburn. This past season for the Tigers, Irish recorded 13 doubles, 2 triples, 19 homers, and 58 RBIs. And in his freshman year, he was named to the SEC All-Freshman team after leading the team in batting average with .361 and doubles with 24. The Birds drafted another player soon after in Caden Bodine out of Coastal Carolina with the number 30 pick. In his junior season with the Chanticleers, the New Jersey native had 5 homers, 42 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases in 67 games. And within the 3 years he spent in Conway, he threw out 46 base runners, which was tied for the program record. He was also the winner of the 2025 Buster Posey Award, which is given to the nation's best catcher. And he was a first-team All-American. And that is your Tuesday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
All right, Simon, thanks so much for that. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
See you tomorrow night. Good night.
Standing for the cause of liberty is as old as our country itself.
It is the American story, a story of fallible people, united across the generations by grand and enduring ideals.
The time has come to reaffirm our enduring spirit, to carry forward that promise that all are.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.